everybody, I'm here to bring you another spoiler-free speed review. This speed review is for House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. It's been a while since I've done a speed review, so let's talk about it quickly. Speed reviews are where I basically try to review a book in under 3 minutes. It's not great details, it's just basic plot summaries, my basic opinions, because we all like to watch book reviews, but we never have time to watch a 13-minute, 14-minute book review. So I try to do them in under 3 minutes. It also makes reviewing books more fun for me, basically. It's all about me. I like them, so there you go. House of Earth and Blood is an urban fantasy book. It doesn't take place in our world, but it takes place in a world similar to ours. So there are things like cars and phones and videos and internet, which is kind of refreshing for a fantasy book, I think. Most fantasy books that I've read are more middle-aged kind of fantasy books. Also in this world there are lots of different kinds of fantastical creatures. There are fae, there are archangels, fallen angels, demons, there are shapeshifters, werewolves, all kinds of good stuff, which makes for really interesting world building. This book follows a girl named Bryce, and Bryce's roommate has been tragically and brutally murdered about 3 years ago. Now, 3 years later, these murders are happening again, and Bryce is tasked by the governor, who is an archangel, to figure out who done it, basically. She's teamed up with one of the archangel's soldiers, who also happens to be a slave, and his name is Hunt. They have to figure out who did all these murders. Is it related to various things that are happening in the book? What I love about this book, like I said before, is the world building. Also, it has a lot of great politics. It's pretty easy to keep track of who is who. I will say though, my biggest concern about this book is that it is very lengthy, and I think that the length could have been toned down a little bit. It could have easily been about 50 to 100 pages shorter, especially the first 200 to 300 pages of the book are very info-dumpy, a little bit slow burning, and hard for me to keep my attention, if I'm being quite honest. Writing style is very typical for Sarah J. Maas's writing style. She uses a lot of the same words. She's very repetitive. I personally don't mind it, but if you do, if you don't like Sarah J. Maas's books in general, I wouldn't suggest picking this up. The characters in this book I did enjoy. I didn't enjoy them as much as some of her other characters. The funny thing is, sometimes I found Bryce to be whiny, sometimes I found her not to be whiny at all whatsoever. So it was kind of hard for me to find like my sweet spot with her, I guess. I did enjoy Hunt. I enjoyed the slow burning romance. The side characters were also really great. I would have liked to see a little bit more from some of them, but all in all, I did enjoy the characters as well. Also worth mentioning, this is not a young adult book. Most of her Sarah J. Maas's books were on new adult anyway, but this is definitely adult. There are a lot of cursing in the book. There's trigger warnings for drug abuse, alcohol abuse, all kinds of stuff. There's basically everything is in this book. So if you're a young reader, I wouldn't recommend it. Also, I wouldn't recommend it if you are sort of sensitive to those kinds of things, because it's everywhere. All in all, for this book, I gave it a 4 stars. I did enjoy it. Again, like I said, not as much as I enjoyed some of her other books. When the next book comes out, obviously I will be continuing on with this series. I did enjoy myself. I did like the book. It just didn't compare to some of her other books, which sort of saddened me. I had more hopes. I think a lot of my opinions had to do with the fact that I had such high expectations because everybody was raving about this book. Not that I didn't like it, just didn't like it as much as I thought that I would. Let's start for the spoiler-free speed review. Let me know down below in the comments, what were your opinions about this book? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? Do you have any other opinions? I'd love to know. Let's keep the conversation going down in the comments, because that's the whole fun part about making these reviews. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.